Hey guys, it's Conway, and today I've got 5 awesome sand traps for you. Now I'm going to show you all 5, and then I'll show you tutorials for each one and how to build it. But at the top of the video there'll be a link to each of the tutorials, which will be further on in this video, so just stick around for them. So this first one actually uses a daylight sensor to update the floating sand and drop it. So this is more of a prank, because basically when someone goes to bed at night time, the sand's going to fall down and lock them inside their room. So I'll change the time of day now and you'll be able to see what happens. So we just go to night time and it falls down and traps them inside their sleeping area. Obviously you could do this like for every wall of a house or something like that, and it would work great. The next one, number 2, uses floating sand again, but this time what happens is when you open a chest, all of the sand falls down on you and starts suffocating you. So I'll just get my way out of here. So that's more of a trap really. That uses floating sand again, but it also uses actually like a hidden floating sand behind the chest over here. Tutorial later on in the video there for that. The next one, this is more of a prank, because what happens is when you walk this block you fall onto cactus, you start getting damaged, but you can get out pretty easily. So it's more of a damage a few hearts off one of your friends and, you know, like prank them in their base with that. Just put them all over the place and then they'll just keep getting annoyed. This one's really cool. It's a walkway into your base, and you can walk straight in, straight out, but if anyone ever tries to ride a horse into your base and come straight through, they're just going to fall straight down into the ground and be trapped down here with their horse. Obviously you could put lava down here, or just a straight fall down to bedrock or something to kill them. Whatever you want to do with that really. And the final one is the most deadliest, because it uses a TNT trap. So if we walk onto this block here, we'll actually fall down and fall into some TNT, as you'll see that explodes now and makes a huge hole. So I'll get on to showing you how to build these. So to build the first design, you're going to want to put some sand down, get some rose bushes. That you get them by shearing the rose bush when you find them, and it'll give you them. So we're going to put some sand on top. You want to put a few layers of sand so that the door shuts down in front of the person. Then what you can get is your daylight sensor, and it needs to be touching these bottom blocks somewhere, so you can hide that wherever you want around them. Then we can just remove the rose bushes. Don't remove it from the top, either the dirt block or the bottom layer of the rose bush, otherwise the sand will just fall. So now if we change it to nighttime, you'll see that they all fall just as you wanted them to. So we'll move on to tutorial 2. So for number 2, we're going to come 2 below floor level, put our dirt block down with our rose bush, put some sand on top of that, and then we can go next to that. Put a dirt block down, put your rose bush down, and put a sand block on top of that. Then you just meet up the sand on the right with this block, and then fill in the area where your chest is going to be with these rose bushes like this, and then have them all hovering. Now you can get rid of this top layer first, put your chest down next to the wall, then get rid of the piece below the floor. Now whenever we activate the chest, this floor is going to fall down the back and make the whole roof fall down. So I would actually stack this roof with 3 or 4 blocks so it suffocates the person in the room. So when we activate it like this, you'll see drops down. These blocks where they're stood in front will just suffocate them. Obviously if it's piled up like I had in here, you'll just start to suffocate and won't be able to get out. So let's move on to tutorial 3. Number 3 is super simple to build. All we need to do is put a dirt block here, rose bush, and then put a piece of sand with a string on top, and then 1 block down from the sand we need to put sandstone on each side of the top part of the rose bush with a piece of sand on top. That's because the block beneath needs to be an air block, so we're going to need to hover the sand so all the blocks around here can be sand and it just blends into the environment. We can then get rid of the rose bush, put a piece of sand down, put a cactus down, and you're done. Now if we just walk over that piece of string that's hard to see, we'll fall onto the cactus, and then we're going to have to dig out the sand to jump out of the hole. So for the horse activated trap, we want an 8x5 area, and then we're going to come 3 in on the 8 long side and make a wall, 3 in on the other side. And then we're going to build these walls up to be 3 high on each side like this. And then we're going to bring half slabs all the way across the top half of the block like this, and just add the extra one in there, and pressure plates on either entrance with redstone going across them, and then redstone coming out on the center of each block with a redstone torch coming off the edge, and then a block that's going to receive the signal below, and then we're going to bring the redstone out one as well. Going to do that same thing on this side, redstone, torch, redstone and redstone. And then we're going to dig into the floor here, and the block below this block we're going to have a repeater going into the wall. This is going to power the piston, so repeater going into the wall again. And then inside we're going to get rid of these 3 blocks on each side and dig down again and then into the wall. And then we're going to have pistons coming out like this, and if we can get them all straight, there we go. Now we can fill in this top layer with sand, so we'll just grab some sand here, and this is going to be flat on floor level there. And we can get some fences with carpet over the top just to disguise them a little. You could put carpet all the way across the sand as well just to disguise it a little bit more, and then put fences here as well. So if this was floor level here, what happens is we can walk through, but then basically when we walk through with a horse, what happens is the horse pokes our head through the roof and we activate these pressure plates as you're actually taller on a horse. So we'll just try that out now and see if it works. So we'll just run through, and yeah, we fall down like this, and obviously you want to make a hole there beneath all of the sand and stuff. As here in this hole, what I did was I put torches along the side as well, because that gets rid of the sand and you just fall downwards. So I'll show you how to build the last one. So this final trap is actually so simple to build as well. What we want to do is just put a dirt block down, put a rose bush on top of that with a piece of sand on top, and then a piece of string there. That's going to be your floor level, so whatever you want around that, we can actually just build a bit of a floor around there now if we want. This is going to be floor level. Obviously you want all to be the same blocks, all to be sand really. So we can get rid of all of that now. Then what we want to do is actually keep one block up, put a TNT block here later on, but first what we're going to do is have a little platform that comes out like this, and then have a pressure plate here, a piece of redstone dust here, and a torch here. And now we can place our TNT block. Very clear with you. You don't place it before you've put this pressure plate down, because you will just activate it. So if we put the TNT like this, and now we can remove this pressure plate, what happens is it's now powering the TNT, but the TNT needs an update before it will activate. So now what will happen is when we run across this sand and activate it, it's going to activate the TNT as well and fire up. And you could put more TNT around there if you want, because then when that one explodes, they're all going to set off. Just make sure they're nowhere near the redstone, otherwise it will just explode your entire world. Thanks for watching the video, guys. If you'd like to see more redstone content that's really simple to make, you can click the subscribe button on the left of the screen.